Welcome to the Building Doors Podcast, where we're not just pushing for opportunities for women's voices to be heard, we're creating them. I'm Christy Harst, voiceover actor and creator of the Building Doors campaign. Join us as we amplify voices, break barriers, and build doors together.
Hi, I'm Katharina Surtees, and I'm a door builder in the Building Doors campaign. What led me into voiceover? Well, it was actually my mum who encouraged me to get into voiceover. It was in 1995 when I had to make a pivotal choice of career, and she had heard on the radio that the Academy of Radio were auditioning students for potential broadcasting course. And she saw that there was a voiceover division in there and said, look, this is probably perfect for you. I mean, as a kid, I would always be singing. I did singing lessons, sung on TV. I did acting, lead role as Helen of Troy in Year 7. Yeah, so I did a bit of acting, a lot of modelling, and a little bit of dancing as well. So all of that, the performance base was always a massive part of who I am. So I auditioned. I got into the broadcasting course, which I thought I would only do voiceover, but they said that I had the personality to try broadcasting, and I thought, let's do it. I had nothing to lose and everything to gain. There was a defining moment for me when I knew that voiceover was exactly what I meant to be doing. When I worked in radio, it was just regional radio, and I would always be asked to go into production and record commercials. And if you know the radio industry, you get thrown in there quite a bit. But then I had the sales staff saying that our clients requesting you to voice their commercials. So they would find ways of always getting me in the booth and record commercials. I felt so good. I felt very connected to a script and working with production. Everything just worked beautifully. And I knew in my heart that that is where I'm meant to be. Before delving into the voiceover world, for 9 years, I owned and directed a modelling, grooming and deportment school, which later on became an agency. So I represented models and talent for TV commercials, for runway shows, and I also prepared them for competitions, which I had the opportunity to get them up on stage and teach them microphone technique, body language, and all that wrapped up so they would ace those competitions. I loved it. It was incredible. But in 1995, my brother passed away from cancer and I fell into a deep hole and I just wanted to escape everything. So I basically left the business to two incredible people and they took over from there. I had no idea what on earth I was going to do. So I thought it's a little bit of time out for me to, I was quite young and I wanted to find out more of who I am and what things I should be doing or what I want to be doing. So that time was a really important time for me for healing, connecting more with my family and really understanding what's important in life. The first big break I had with voiceover probably wasn't until about 3-4 years ago. Voiceover for me was pretty much working in regional stations, then later on working out of city stations where I was booked quite regularly for commercials. Then in 2017, I discovered that voice talent were getting booked from their own home studio. How perfect. What can we do from here? So of course, like most voice actors, I started in the closet and that became quite frustrating for me because I move a lot and I needed that extra space. But little did I know, my husband had organised for me a booth, which I did not even know I was getting. It was coming all the way from Spain, took quite a while to get here, but it finally landed when COVID arrived, and that was a game changer for me. It would have actually been around COVID time. I auditioned for a airline that was coming to Australia, and I completely forgot about it. Everyone was in lockdown and quite down about how things were and, remember the fear that we all felt. And about 8 months later, this airlines called Bonza Airlines had evolved. I received an email and say that we'd love to use your voice. Can you voice for this campaign? I was absolutely thrilled and didn't realise that I would be booking many commercials every month. And I would have to say that has been my big break. They were an incredible team. We connected from all around the world, from Italy, from the UK, from Sydney, Australia. The collaboration and the energy in those sessions were incredible. Voicing for Bonza has absolutely given me more opportunities for greater jobs and more campaigns. And from there, work has just kept coming in. I think it gave me the opportunity to realise what I can do, work with many different clients on a larger scale, and the whole confidence was the main thing for me, and it took years to get that. And it finally landed when I did have that big break. When I'm asked what genre do I specialise in, I always go first and foremost to commercial. It's what I wanted to do. I love commercial. I love brands. I love connecting with brands. So commercial for me, and particularly in the beauty and fashion industry, I think that's just everything wrapped up in a bag for me, because of my past experience. So yeah, commercial and beauty. However, I do get booked a lot for compassionate reads, which also is a part of who I am. As you get older, you get a lot more life experiences and you have a lot more understanding. So you can inject that into your commercials, and I feel I really nail that. Dream clients. Well, I have to say it would be Chanel. I love everything about the brand Chanel, and I think brands need to have that story, and the story about Coco Chanel. I mean, she just didn't design clothes. She rewrote the rules, stripping away the corsets and constraints of the past to give women the freedom to move, breathe, and command their own power in a world built by men. It's about knocking down those doors, and that's why I feel very connected to the Building Doors campaign too. So Chanel embodies everything that I truly believe in. And of course, I love her fragrances and bags, and going into the Chanel stores and having that gorgeous experience when you walk in the door of trying everything on and, every now and again picking up a brand new lipstick. And of course, it has to be pink. Luxury brands is where I feel my voice is suited most. In voiceover, we're told that delivery of a script is more important than the sound of your voice. However, I feel in luxury brands, to have a signature sound is like the stamp print on a brand. And I feel I can do that with the sound of my voice, as I do get booked many times just by the sound of my voice. The two amalgamated together creates the signature to the luxury brand. I love working with clients that have such an energetic vibe. I remember when I was working on a national campaign, we had to smash out about 23 commercials and 15 taglines within 45 minutes. It was a global connection, and it was such a wonderful collaboration of all of us because we've worked together for quite a few times before. We knew when we got in together and I was in the booth, everything was going to work with the regular breaks that we had in between, and the clients were always happy. And that's when I knew that the projects were for me. Something unique that influences my VO style would have to be working in the modelling industry and working with fashion, understanding brands and knowing how to make a brand come alive. Within the modelling industry, it's all about the look that you throw out. With voiceover, it's all about how you deliver the script. I have travelled a lot. I go to the US quite often, so I get to see a lot of another side of the world, coming from Perth, Western Australia, known as the most isolated city in the world, and travelling to such a big city like LA opens my mind up and inspires me every time I go. Ever since I was a kid, I've travelled from Austria, Poland, Czechoslovakia, Germany. Later on in life, I've been to Paris and I've been to Canada, many parts of the US, and I think all of that together inspires me, fills my heart and spirit, adds that passion and inspiration to oneself. And I know with voiceover, I can pull out so many different elements from all of the places I've been around the world. And I love that when I get a script and I can put myself into that moment of where I've been before or an experience that I may have had. A fun fact that not many people know about me, besides getting bored very easily, that's why I love voiceover, because there is never a dull moment. I was the first female announcer on the Western Australian radio station Hot FM, which also went to the east in Queensland. I was doing the Hot 30 countdown. So as a female, that was groundbreaking. I love bragging that story to my sons who think I'm some radio hero. But I am a voiceover in a booth, and I think if it wasn't for all those experiences, the good, the bad, and the ugly, I wouldn't be here right now. So I'm grateful. If my voice were a brand, what would it be known for? Well, it would be known for warm, emotive, engaging, and very versatile, blending authenticity, confidence, and reliability, connect with audiences, and bring their stories to life. Thanks for checking out my Building Doors podcast episode and for your support of the campaign. If you'd like to work together, you can email me at katharinasurtees.com and visit my website, katharinasurtees.com, to hear more of my work.
Thanks for listening to the Building Doors podcast. Want to hear more? Check out all our episodes at buildingdoorsvo.com/podcast and follow us on Instagram and LinkedIn at buildingdoorsvo. We'd love to hear from you, so call us on our 24/7 hotline at 216-307-1917 and leave us a voicemail with your thoughts. Do you want to support the podcast? Well, we love coffee. Buy us a cup through the link in the description or at buildingdoorsvo.com. Until next time, keep pushing forward, keep speaking up, and let's keep building doors together.